something that I should be able, body is something that I should be able to keep in a good shape at all times, then we all should fear loss of body weight that essentially comes out of the loss of losing bone and losing muscle. Most of us who have crossed 30, we are all heavier today than what we were at 20, but not because we gained more muscle and gained more bone, but because we lost more muscle and lost more bone. So we have to ensure that we have to know that the only way to look thin, the only way to look skinny is to be really, really heavy on both the muscle and the bone. Because एक muscle ही ऐसी चीज है जो gravity के against उठता है, बाकी fat gravity के साथ झुकता है, and eventually, you know, if we do too much dieting all the time, we may not realize it right now because we are still young, you know, we are in our 20s, in our 30s, in our 40s, but by the time we are 60, we become like this. By the time we are 70, we are like this. 80 tak, upper back starts saying hello to people because it bends that much. Because that's what happens to us when we lose bone and muscle weight. So do not weigh yourself. Will you promise me that? And if you do want to weigh yourself, you can just leave right now. ये अच्छा मौका है, नीचे मस्त म्यूजिक बज रहा है, उसको enjoy करो. So if you are ready, but now you have to take a promise. You have to give me a promise. Will you give me a promise? Pakka? Okay, so then you all stand up. Okay, you repeat, okay, after me. I will never, ever stand on the weighing scales, but I will stand on my own two legs. Okay, well done. To carry your own weight, once you're dead, we give you 4 people, they will carry you. Okay, and then whether you're 50 kilos or 100 kilos, it doesn't matter. आपके लिए 4 लोग हमेशा रहेंगे. Yeah. So while you're around, make sure that you're actually able to carry your own body weight. You're not turning out to be one of those people who's constantly looking के train में जब हम लोग खड़े रहते हैं, we want to go out and stand. Why? Because we want किसी का सहारा. Or you know, if you are standing, we want to like, कौन है जो मेरा body weight currently झेलेगा? Okay, so we are constantly looking for a chair, we are looking for some backdrop, we are looking for something to rest ourselves on, and the more we do that, the more we lose out on our bone and muscle weight. The more we lose out on our bone and muscle weight, the heavier we start getting. So if you are a woman, then you will start getting fat from the sides of your thighs. If you are a man, then you will start getting big from the stomach. Okay, दोनों का बाद में equal हो जाता है. Okay, but initially this is how it starts. इसीलिए अपने आप है ना, कभी-कभी I don't know, but if you've seen this, sometimes you see someone riding a bike, you can't make out लड़की है कि लड़का है. Everything looks the same. Yeah, so that's what this whole thing does to us, not being able to stand on our own feet. So stand. Okay, what direction you walk in is important. If you're worried, I mean not worried, if your interest is in knocking fat weight and keeping it off forever, then you must never weigh yourself. तो किस-किस के घर पे weighing scale है? क्या बात है? घर पे weighing scale रखने का, weight loss का talk आके सुनने का. You know, no wonder we are all fat. So what you must now do is go home and dump the scale. Yeah, नाम dump, I mean scale dump करते वक्त मुझे याद करना. और जो पैसा मिलेगा तुमको 1000 रुपया, 500 रुपया, वो उसका मेरे नाम से कुछ चाय, कॉफी कुछ भी लेना. But do that, sell that off today. Okay, do not measure yourself. The more you weigh yourself, the more you lose your muscle. The more muscle you lose, the more you lose your ability to be insulin sensitive. You know what is insulin sensitive? Do you know what is insulin resistance? Do you know diabetes? Diabetes में क्या होता है? High blood sugar होता है, correct? इंसुलिन क्या करता है? इंसुलिन जो ब्लड में शुगर है उसको पिकअप करके ऐसे सारे सेल्स में लेके जाता है जिन सेल्स को उसकी ज़रूरत होती है। जब इंसुलिन इनसेंसिटिव हो जाता है या जब इंसुलिन रेजिस्टेंट हो जाता है तो ब्लड में शुगर बढ़ती है पर इंसुलिन काम नहीं कर रहा है. इट डजंट वांट टू पिक अप द शुगर एंड टेक इट टू वेरियस प्लेसेस. नाउ वंस दैट हैपेंस इज व्हेन वी ऑल स्टार्ट गेनिंग वेट. Once we get insulin resistance is when weight gain happens. When we get insulin resistant is when PCOD and thyroid happens. When we get insulin resistant is when diabetes happens. And when we get insulin resistant, we are now discovering, is also when heart diseases and cancer happens. Essentially, ऐसी कोई भी बीमारी जो एक दूसरे को छूने से नहीं फैलती है, वो सारी बीमारियाँ come from insulin resistance. Insulin resistance comes from not using your body. More specifically, losing your bone weight and your muscle weight. So the more you get obsessed with losing bone and muscle weight, the more you will crash diet, the more you will exercise the wrong way, and the more insulin resistant you will become. इसीलिए हम हर कोई आज ऐसा आदमी हो गया है कि जो बार बार किसी डाइट पे रहता है. पहले एक डाइट किया, 7 किलो कम किया, फिर वो डाइट छोड़ा और खाली बालकनी में जाके हवा लिया तो 8 किलो बढ़ गया. ओके, देन वी गो ऑन टू अनदर डाइट वेयर दिस टाइम नो मैटर हाउ हार्ड वी वर्क अपना खाली 5 ही किलो कम होता है. फिर वापस खाली फोन पे किसी ने बोला पेस्ट्री तो वजन बढ़ गया. ओके, तो उसके बाद में हमने और एक कोई डाइट किया वेयर वी वर्कड जस्ट एज हार्ड बट दिस टाइम इंस्टेड ऑफ 5 किलोज वी आर फाइंडिंग इट डिफिकल्ट टू नॉक ऑफ इवन 2 किलोज. हुआ है कि नहीं सबके साथ? या एंड दिस इज कॉल्ड एज, दिस मेक्स अस 85% ऑफ द पॉपुलेशन. 85% ऑफ द पॉपुलेशन इज नॉट एबल टू कीप द वेट ऑफ. Why are they not able to keep the weight off? Because we are constantly looking to lose weight. So now no longer lose weight, work at gaining weight, gain the weight of your muscle and bone back. Then you will gain the insulin sensitivity. If you have insulin sensitivity, you will no longer have the issues of PCOD, thyroid, blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, etc. So is that clear? Okay. So here comes the second thing. What really ensures कि हम लोग का मसल रहेगा अपने बॉडी पे? Exercise. Okay, I really feel कि मुंबई एक ऐसी जगह है because it is supposed to be the city, the smartest city, right? We are so smart that we don't even make it to the smart city thing. We are so smart और भगवान की हमारे पे इतनी दया है that भगवान also knows कि भाई जो आदमी मुंबई में रहता है उसके पास ज़्यादा हिलने डुलने का टाइम नहीं रहता है. इसीलिए जब हम लोग लोकल में भी खड़ा रहते हैं तो लोकल ट्रेन अपने को हिलाती है so that we don't have to do anything on our own. तो थोड़ा बहुत तो we land up using our muscle. When we don't, we go in the front and we get shouted at, अरे pressure आ रहा है pressure, you know. So then we go back, right? But imagine there is no other city in the world where there is mass transport to move you. We have mass transport, cheap mass transport, जो कि तुमको खड़ा खड़ा हिलाता है. I don't know if you remember this, but years ago जब ये सब टीवी पे एड्स आते थे, you know, there used to be one thing called morning walker. जो पब्लिक लेट के टीवी देखता था, मॉर्निंग वॉकर उसको हिलाता था. And people used to feel, हाँ इससे मेरा ब्लड प्रेशर कम होगा, इससे मेरा सब कुछ कम हो जाएगा. सिर्फ अकल और शक्ल दोनों कम हो जाती है with these kind of things. So what is it that we should do? We must adopt exercise. Now what kind of exercise? The kind of exercise which has the courage to allow us to gain weight in terms of our bone and muscle. Do not go to exercise professionals which tell you कि चल तू 500 कैलोरी बर्न कर, मैं तेरे को weight loss guarantee करते हैं. We do not need a weight loss guarantee. What we really need is a guarantee that if I work out, I will gain my bone and muscle. Because insulin resistance is what I want to fight. When I lose muscle, I lose insulin resistance. If I lose my insulin sensitive output. कि पहले जब हम जवान थे, क्योंकि एक समय पे हम जवान भी थे, okay? Could you remember this? Picking up your siblings and throwing them on the bed? Yeah? आज तुम अपने सिबलिंग को उठा सकते हो, not because she has gained weight, but because you have lost your muscle strength, the maximal output. So when your children like this one who's sleeping here, or you who didn't know